The U.S. Department of State is re-announcing a reward of up to $5 million for information leading to the arrest and/or conviction of Yulan Adonai Archaga Carillas.
Yulan Archaga escaped court with help from his gang. Ryan Wedding went from Olympian to drug lord, and El Mencho's cartel operates in all 50 states. In this video, I'll expose 9 of the most dangerous gang leaders still active in the U.S. in 2025. Yulan Adonai Archaga Carillas. In the hierarchy of international terror, few names carry the weight of fear and respect like Yulan Adonai Archaga Carillas, alias Porky, or Alexander Mendoza, likely the highest-ranking MS-13 leader in Honduras. Born on February 13, 1982, in the violence-torn streets of San Pedro Sula, Honduras, this 43-year-old man has transformed from a street-level criminal into what federal authorities consider the most significant MS-13 leader impacting United States operations. Standing just 5'5" and weighing approximately 160 pounds, this unassuming figure has built a criminal empire that spans from the mountains of Honduras to the inner cities of America. Despite a reported capture in Colombia in February 2025, official U.S. sources confirm he remains at large as of July 2025. What makes Archaga Carillas particularly dangerous is not just his position within MS-13, but the sophisticated nature of his operations. He is accused of directing drug trafficking, money laundering, and violent crimes, including murders, with significant influence over MS-13 operations in the U.S. His criminal enterprise operates like a multinational corporation, complete with supply chains, distribution networks, and enforcement mechanisms. While based in Honduras, Archaga Carillas is believed to significantly influence MS-13's activities in the U.S., including supplying firearms, narcotics, and cash to MS-13 members operating in the U.S., facilitating the importation of large quantities of cocaine into the U.S., and ordering murders of rival gang members. His escape from custody in Honduras in 2015 marked the beginning of one of the most intensive manhunts in Central American history. The FBI has prioritized capturing Archaga Carillas since his 2021 indictment, placing him on the 10 most wanted fugitives list with a $5 million reward. This reward, offered through the U.S. Department of State's Bureau of International Narcotics and Law Enforcement Affairs under the Transnational Organized Crime Rewards Program, represents the federal government's acknowledgement of the existential threat he poses to American communities. The violence associated with Archaga Carillas extends far beyond simple drug trafficking. In February 2020, he escaped from a courthouse in El Progreso, Honduras, with the help of approximately 20 armed men, resulting in the deaths of 2 police officers, 2 military officers, and 1 presumed MS-13 combatant. The designation of MS-13 as a foreign terrorist organization has provided law enforcement with additional tools to pursue Archaga Carillas. Effective February 20, 2025, MS-13 was designated a foreign terrorist organization under Section 219 of the Immigration and Naturalization Act, and a specially designated global terrorist under Executive Order 13224. This designation acknowledges what victims of MS-13 violence have known for years, that this organization operates more like a terrorist network than a traditional street gang. While Archaga Carillas' gang resorted to killing police officers, the next gang leader is so dangerous he has a $3 million bounty on his head. Giovanni Vicente Mosquera Serrano. Giovanni Vicente Mosquera Serrano, alias El Viejo, stands as a senior leader of Tren de Aragua, a Venezuelan gang designated as a foreign terrorist organization. Born on February 22, 1988, this 37-year-old Venezuelan national has risen through the ranks of one of South America's most feared criminal organizations to become a primary target of U.S. law enforcement. The story of Mosquera Serrano is intrinsically linked to the rise of Tren de Aragua itself, a gang that originated as a prison gang in Venezuela's Aragua state and has evolved into a transnational criminal organization. What began as a prison-based protection racket has expanded into an international criminal enterprise with tentacles reaching deep into American cities and communities. Mosquera Serrano is implicated in orchestrating Tren de Aragua's criminal activities, which have a direct impact on the United States, including drug trafficking, specifically charged with conspiring to distribute and distributing cocaine in Colombia, intended for distribution in the U.S. But his criminal portfolio extends far beyond narcotics, encompassing virtually every form of organized criminal activity known to law enforcement. The FBI's recognition of Mosquera Serrano's threat level became official when he was added to the FBI's 10 most wanted fugitives list on June 24, 2025, as the 537th fugitive, marking him as the first Tren de Aragua member on the list. The U.S. Department of State's Transnational Organized Crime Rewards Program offers up to $3 million for information leading to his arrest and/or conviction. What makes Mosquera Serrano particularly dangerous is the multifaceted nature nature of his criminal enterprise. Tren de Aragua, under his leadership, is involved in human trafficking, weapons trafficking, extortion, and violent crimes in the U.S., including brutal murders, forced prostitution, and kidnappings. On April 8, 2025, a federal grand jury in the Southern District of Texas issued a 5-count superseding indictment, charging him with conspiring to provide and providing material support to a designated foreign terrorist organization and conspiracy and distribution of cocaine in Colombia intended for distribution in the U.S. Intelligence reports suggest that Mosquera Serrano is believed to be in Venezuela or Colombia, where he oversees Tren de Aragua's operations. His ability to remain at large despite intensive international manhunts speaks to both the resources at his disposal and the protective infrastructure that surrounds high-level criminal leadership in South America. While authorities have leads on Mosquera Serrano's possible hideouts, the next gang leader hasn't been seen in over a decade. Fausto Isidro Meza Flores. In the blood-soaked landscape of Mexican cartel leadership, few figures command the fear and respect accorded to Fausto Isidro Meza Flores, alias El Chapo Isidro, the leader of the Meza Flores transnational criminal organization TCO. He began his criminal career in the 1990s under the Juarez cartel, mentored by Amado Carrillo Fuentes, and following Carrillo Fuentes' death in 1997, joined the Beltran Leyva cartel, where he became a high-ranking member and right-hand man to Alfredo Beltran Leyva until the latter's arrest in 2008. The FBI's recognition of Meza Flores as a priority target culminated in his addition to the FBI's 10 most wanted fugitives list on February 4, 2025 as the 553rd fugitive, replacing Donald Eugene Fields II. This designation places him among the most dangerous criminals actively sought by federal law enforcement, a distinction that comes with both increased resources and international attention. He is charged with conspiracy to manufacture and distribute over 500 grams of methamphetamine, 5 kilograms of cocaine, 1 kilogram of heroin, and 1,000 kilograms of marijuana for importation into the U.S. But these quantities, staggering as they are, represent just the tip of an iceberg that includes some of the most dangerous substances flowing into American communities. The connection between Meza Flores and the American fentanyl crisis cannot be overstated. The Meza Flores TCO is also responsible for trafficking fentanyl, contributing to the U.S. opioid crisis, with operations involving planes, maritime vessels, and tractor-trailers to transport drugs from Mexico to the U.S. The sophistication of these transportation networks demonstrates the business-like efficiency with which his organization approaches the destruction of American lives. One of the most significant seizures linked to Meza Flores' operations underscores the scale of his fentanyl trafficking. He is linked to the shipment of over a ton of fentanyl doses seized in Mexico in December 2024, described as the largest fentanyl seizure in Mexico's history, consisting of over 20 million doses intended for the U.S. market. This single seizure alone could have killed millions of Americans, highlighting the genocidal scale of the fentanyl trade. The financial incentives for capturing Meza Flores reflect the federal government's assessment of his threat level. The U.S. Department of State's Narcotics Rewards Program offers up to $5 million for information leading to his arrest and/or conviction, a reward initially announced on September 14, 2017, and reiterated in 2025. The legal framework surrounding Meza Flores demonstrates the multi-jurisdictional approach required to combat transnational organized crime. He faces multiple U.S. indictments, with the most recent on November 26, 2019, charging him with conspiracy to manufacture and distribute controlled substances and firearm offenses. On January 17, 2013, the U.S. Department of the Treasury's Office of Foreign Assets Control (OFAC) designated Meza Flores and 7 family members, as well as 3 associated businesses, under the Foreign Narcotics Kingpin Designation Act. This designation freezes assets and prohibits American individuals and businesses from conducting transactions with him or his organization. His last confirmed sighting was in Nuevo León, San Pedro Garza Garcia, Mexico, at a youth basketball game on January 19, 2013, with current intelligence suggesting he is likely operating in Sinaloa, Mexico, possibly in Guasave. His ability to remain hidden for over a decade demonstrates the protective infrastructure and operational security that surrounds high-level cartel leadership. Recent intelligence suggests that Meza Flores has adapted to changing cartel dynamics through strategic alliances. Reports indicate he has formed a strategic alliance with La Mayiza, led by the sons of Ismael